On a plane transporting prisoners, an extremely dangerous and mysterious man was brought aboard. Unlike the other inmates, his face was completely covered, and his body was wrapped in heavy locked chains. Because he was considered highly dangerous, he was restrained alone in the last row of seats. As the plane continued its flight, every prisoner was looking for a way to escape. He, however, only twisted his neck slightly, and a tooth wrapped with thin wire fell out of his mouth. He used it to pick the lock, calmly preparing for the explosion he expected. Suddenly, an engine caught fire, and the pilots attempted an emergency landing. Some prisoners died in the crash, while others took the opportunity to seize the handcuff keys. The man freed himself from his restraints as federal marshals rushed toward him. With only 600 meters left to the ground, the emergency landing site was a remote valley in Alaska. The prisoners began attacking the marshals and pilots, and amid the chaos, a bearded man stepped forward. Not long after, the local town sheriff received reports of heavy smoke nearby. To investigate, Sheriff Frank took officers in a helicopter toward the source of the smoke. The site turned out to be the plane's crash landing location. There were several dead marshals on the ground, along with discarded handcuffs. Frank scanned the wreckage and soon spotted a survivor.
We got a live one!
Ambush.
As they prepared to load the marshal onto the helicopter, the prisoners suddenly charged toward them. Like zombies, the prisoners attacked the three officers. But after several gunshots, they were forced to retreat. Two officers tried to help the wounded marshal escape, but the prisoners charged again, forcing Frank to fight alone. Frank was knocked to the ground and his gun was kicked away. At the critical moment, another marshal who survived the crash appeared. The bullets nearly hit Frank because this marshal had already gone blind. Frank supported him and immediately moved toward the helicopter. After the helicopter landed, state police also arrived on the scene. Frank organized everyone, began setting up a command plan, and notified the hospital to activate emergency protocols.
Tell them they got a tidal wave of trouble coming their way.
Frank's wife, who worked at the hospital, received the alert. Worried about her husband, she immediately tried to call him.
Be careful, all right? And stay safe until the cavalry gets here.
Honey, we are the cavalry.
Frank questioned the surviving marshal, who said one prisoner had broken free and sabotaged the plane.
Which one?
The marshal did not know the man's identity, only that the plane suddenly changed course, flew to an Air Force base, and picked up that prisoner there.
He was hooded, restrained. They called him Havelock. They said he was high priority and off book.
Yet you still loaded him.
No. Not with the others. We put him in the back.
On whose authority did you load him?
Strapped him in, which we never do. It's against protocol to secure an inmate. But this guy, it's like he knew.
He knew what?
That we were never gonna stop him.
A medical helicopter soon arrived, but before the marshal was taken away, Frank wanted to confirm more details.
You're telling me a J-Pads made an unscheduled stop, picked up a con who wasn't on the manifest, who wasn't on our authority, and nobody asked any questions?
Yeah.
Rick, they gotta go.
Sometime later, a temporary command center was established. Records showed there had been 52 prisoners on board. 23 were dead, 11 were captured. That meant 18 prisoners were still missing or on the run. At this point, the CIA sent an agent named Sid to the scene. According to Sid, Havelock had been trained by the CIA as a fake defector.
The agency created a handful of these defectors who leaked intel in order to draw out enemies so they could be terminated. One was Levi Taylor Hartman, codename Havelock.
But not long ago, Havelock turned real and truly betrayed them.
I trained Havelock in weapons, language, and flat-out butchery. For the last 2 years, Havelock used intel as bait to lure out and dispatch targets in Europe and the Far East.
After his disappearance, classified intelligence vanished with him. 2 days earlier, the CIA captured him and used the prisoner transport plane to send him to headquarters. Meanwhile, Havelock had already broken into a remote cabin. Frank rushed to the hospital where his wife was caring for the blind marshal.
Sarah, your wife?
Yeah, she is. How you doing?
Probably better if I could see.
Back at the command center, his team reported that the weather station had received a distress signal. At that moment, Havelock had gathered supplies, but suddenly sensed something was wrong. He looked at his device and realized the old man had exposed himself. The team stopped about 400 meters from the cabin and proceeded on foot. After entering the cabin, they began searching room by room.
Where is he?
Don't move! Put the weapon
Shoot him, I swear to God!
Okay, keep it calm! Put the weapon
Not going back!
Frank ordered him to release the hostage and promised he would ensure his safety. But Sid kept shouting, telling Frank to shoot.
Kill your hostage! Pull the fucking trigger!
I can protect you! Okay, you're important, I know that. That's why she's here.
Havelock lowered his guard and suggested speaking to Frank alone. Hearing this, Sid panicked. He immediately cut the chain and released the attack dogs.
Call it off! Zeb, call your fucking dog off! Call it off!
After the dogs charged, the man was left dying, which was exactly what Sid wanted.
It's not Havelock.
Although the man was not Havelock, Sid's actions raised serious suspicion. Back at the command center, the prisoners' bodies were laid out. Sid reviewed the files and noticed one corpse in a prison uniform was not actually a prisoner.
Granger, no. No, I talked to Granger. He told me about the crash.
This guy, he's smarter than anyone else. Just felt that he knew the moment his feet hit the ground he'd be a free man.
Only then did Frank realize the truth. Havelock was the marshal who pretended to be blinded. Panicking, Frank immediately called his wife.
He's not a guard, he's a prisoner. A prisoner, get out of the building and notify the nearest police officer, okay? I'm on my way.